Legends and Journeymen. Welcome back to Nikki Bobby Speedruns, the channel where I do anything but speedrun. This month, my pro Switch golf team made a comeback victory in our shotgun tournament. It's the second time now that we have won, so watch out. Here's a picture of the scores going into the last week of the season. The Tigers are in first, my team the Infernix are in second by a stroke, the Daggers are in third by 9 strokes, and the Sensei Snipers are in fourth by 14. Here are breakdowns of the individual scores that were combined for the team scores. I'll explain how the scoring works later. Just know we need to get the lowest scores possible to try and jump into first place. I ended up with 2 solid rounds, a few great shots, and some not so great ones. It was a bit of a roller coaster, but we made it back to the station in the end. That said, let's go ahead and get into the rounds. I'm going to play this whole first hole for you, and then the clips are going to speed up a bit after that. You'll see in this game lobby here, I have one of my other teammates. His screen name will be in the top right here. His name is Nicky on top. I somehow never asked him about that name during the live stream of this, but yeah. Forget those chat boxes on the left. I am still working on editing everything better. My other teammates, to shout them out, are Mr. E and Torchic Nick. Shout out to our big guns. But let's go ahead and dive into the process for a second here. I hit my drive full power, of course, and I really lock in for this second shot. It has to be absolutely right. Nothing else will do. So I take a long time here. I cut most of it out, but I dial it up all the way. There's lots of fine adjustments to make in this game. The wind, which thankfully there's none here, how the ball bounces, and how far you hit it are kind of the major ones. But let's go ahead and see how this one turns out. It's tracking. Good bounce. And boom goes the dynamite. Like and subscribe, folks. There is more where that came from. This was a good one. This was a good one here. You'd love to see that for the start. It's a great way to get going on your last week when you're trying to improve your score. Speaking of that, here's one tracking on hole 2, the first par 3 of the course. And boom goes the dynamite. Hole in one start, not much else you can ask for hole 2. I won't lie, this is not a typical start for me. I was genuinely shaking with excitement after this, and I was telling myself to calm down for hole 3. But yeah, while this one plays, let me tell you how the scoring works for the tournament and what I'm ultimately trying to do in this round. Players have 2 chances each week to get their lowest possible score on 18 holes. Then the 3 lowest scores are combined for each player. Then the 4 scores of the players are combined for a team total. So I'm trying to get the lowest score possible in this round to improve my overall total score. I need at least 18 under to improve my total score by 1 stroke. So that was my goal, to at least get 18 under. So let's get back into it. I just got a birdie on hole 3 there a second ago. I barely missed an eagle chip. I also cleaned up hole 4 for birdie there. So nothing crazy, but 6 under after 4 holes, which is a super hot start. Super hot. This is a sad one on the approach for hole 5. We'll see in a second here on this third shot. Oh, I thought it was tracking. Just needed a tiny bit more. It's very hard to approach from that area. You really want to be on the right side of the green to approach it. And look how much I have to adjust this putt. Even just right here, so close. That ended up going in center cup. Okay, so a birdie on 5 also, going into hole 6. This is one of the harder ones on the course for sure. On the left side pins, you got to hit it into the trees over on the left here. This is a long second approach shot, and the bounces are really weird. It's really hard to make that one. And when you don't make the approach, you really want to make your putt, and I did not do myself any favors there. As my grandpa always says, you drive for show, and you putt for dough. I was very sad to break my streak of birdie with a par there on 6. Hole 7 is another difficult one here. Had a lot of wind, so I was able to clear those trees. I was yapping like crazy on my live stream here. I cut it all out, but I was sitting there doing nothing for so long, and then I just hit such a terrible shot. Totally took myself out of the zone. Then hit this terrible chip. It was not good. That was a big oof. Big oof. Hole 8 here, probably the second hardest par 3 behind hole 17. I was really happy to get birdie on this one, actually. Only have recently started to hit spoon on this hole. The strategy's a little different. Good stuff overall on hole 8 there.
Nice shot.
Hole 9, you can't usually go for the green on your second shot, but I ended up with pristine positioning off my drive here, and I was able to go for the green on the second shot.
Nice shot.
Just barely gets through the trees there, and just barely clears the water. Of course, I end up splashing in the sand there and have a little beach party. Still hit a decent chip shot there, not quite enough for the eagle.
Nice
Still always fun to go for the green. Love to see that. Hole 10, not much of this one. Didn't make the second shot here, unfortunately, to spoil it as it's going toward the hole. A little bit to the right. Now going into hole 11, this is a really attackable one. You want to land this a little bit in front of the pin and roll it back, just like we got here. Whoa! Always hoping for the hole-in-one there, but of course I end up with the old Monica Lipinski. Moving on to hole 12, one of the most wide open holes in the game. You always want an albatross unless you got some crazy wind. So you're always hoping for a 3 under. I hit a solid spoon here. Ends up going about pin high, but I did not read the wind well, so I end up pretty far to the right of it. Good eagle though. Very good eagle. Always love that. Hole 13 should be pretty much a routine birdie here. Nothing special. There's not even really any wind, but things don't always go to plan. Another tough par. Hole 14, there's a very fun gap in the trees to hit here on the drive. Ooh. Nailed it on this one. And now I missed all the trees in the beginning here, so I had to hit the flagpole, I guess. And missed another putt. A lot of strokes left out there on the course with the putting this time. Hole 15, nothing really crazy here. You just kind of hit it here in front of the water and then hit it over. Unfortunately, didn't get the eagle chip. Was close though. Had several close ones these 2 rounds. Hole 16, hit this tree gap nicely. Didn't get the eagle chip from the bunker though, unfortunately, on this one. Solid chip, but gave it a chance. Just didn't quite read the slope and the wind exactly right. It has to be absolutely right. Hole 17, this is the hardest par 3. This is actually a great approach in a great spot because I'm going directly into the wind. And I was pretty much 100% sure I would make this, and I completely shorted the chip. Very disappointing. Hole 18, this one was tough because there was a lot of wind, so I couldn't go to that left island, which is what I would usually do. This second shot I'm not very familiar with from this area, so I was a little nervous here, not exactly sure what to do. Ended up hitting a pretty good one, barely got over the rocks there, ended up in front of the green. Was able to get that Texas wedge out, bang one in, get that eagle for a total of 18 under on the first round. That's a really solid first round, and it gets me 1 stroke lower on my total score. So I was feeling really good here, feeling pretty energized. And my teammate Leo there went absolutely bonkers with a 23 under. So we were super fired up going into the second round. I was pretty much just thinking, I'm going to repeat eagle on first hole right here. So the confidence was soaring going into the second round.
Nice shot.
This one ended up tracking. It had a pretty good line, but I sent it over.
Nice birdie.
Now hole 2 coming up here brings a right side back pin, which I never like to see. I did end up getting the birdie off this at least, which was great though. Always want to see at least getting a birdie.
Nice birdie.
The pars are what hurt me the most.
Nice shot.
Hole 3, if I'm being honest with you, I never like to see. Just a boring old drive here. You hit next to the tree. You land, you hit a boring another drive through these trees. You gotta hit those trees every time. And then you just hit this chip shot over the bunker, just like you always do every time. Over the bunker and onto the green and right into the hole. So, super boring. Dumb hole. Nintendo should patch it, honestly. Just get rid of it, add a different hole. But moving along to hole 4 here anyways. Once we stop indulging in these replays. Hole 4, I had crazy wind here and hit it way too far.
Nice shot.
Oof. This got a crazy bounce. Like Air Jordan out there. Thought I was going to get this putt, honestly. Did not. Miss it to the right. That was brutal. Hole 5, you're hoping to get wind to help you here. If not, then there's no way you can get to the green with the second shot. Didn't have it here, so just have to hit this second shot so I can have a chance for an eagle chip with the third shot. Unfortunately, I did not hit the best approach here. It was good enough to just chip or putt it in, finish the birdie, but this one never had a chance to go in. So I got to work out my approaches on hole 5.
Nice shot.
Hole 6 again, we had another left side pin, which means I'm going to go to the left in the trees here and try to hit a spoon for my second shot. I did not read the wind perfectly on this approach. I did have a good power on this shot though. This is one of the tougher holes for me, so I'm pretty happy to get a birdie on this one.
Nice birdie.
Hole 7 is also one of my least favorites. This was crazy wind this time. I think it was 31. I felt really cheeky, so I did something here I'd never done before, and I didn't hit a full driver and hit it under the trees. And it actually ended up giving me a fantastic spot for my second shot. Could not have asked for a better spot. Of course, when you get a good spot, you want to do something with it. And I put it pretty far from the hole, and then somehow this putt doesn't go in. It was, I mean, I was rolling around and crying on the floor when that putt didn't go in. Alright, hole 8, got another spoon approach, solid land on the fairway, but just aimed it to the left. And then another brutal putt. I mean, oh my gosh, it hurts me just to rewatch that.
Nice par.
We actually skipped a hole 10 here, unfortunately, because I cut on hole 9 out of existence. So, whoops. But to fill you in for hole 9 before, this one I got a birdie. And it wasn't anything too crazy. And it's on the final scorecard if you don't trust me. Oh yeah. Boom goes the dynamite. Another eagle on hole 10 feels so huge in the moment. Really gassed me up, felt like, okay, this could be a special round here still. Even though I didn't have as hot of a start as the first round, I was feeling like, okay, I can lock it in here.
Nice shot.
Hole 11, didn't get a great read on the wind, unfortunately. Ended up in a fine spot though and finish up with a birdie.
Nice birdie.
Hole 12, you always hope
Nice
for
shot.
good wind so that you can go for albatross. Get it here so I have an opportunity. I hit a 3-iron here is what I decide instead of the spoon. Again, I hit a decent power for the shot, but I don't quite read the wind correctly. So I end up with a pretty easy eagle putt, but don't get my albatross.
Great eagle.
Going into hole 13, another one of the par 3s, we have a pretty big tailwind, so I don't hit a spoon here. And that happened both times with these rounds. If there's no tailwind, then I usually hit a spoon on this hole. This one was a pretty good shot with the power. That spin back,
Nice birdie.
it could have had a chance to go in if it had been the proper line.
Nice shot.
Hole 14, in case you were wondering, this is what it looks like when you miss the tree gap. Doink. Hitting the second tree is actually optional though. You don't have to do that.
Nice shot.
And you also don't have to go into the bunker as well. Ended up finishing it with a solid chip there though to save the birdie.
Chip in birdie.
Played that hole about as incorrectly as I could and still ended with
Nice
a
shot.
negative score on it, so there is that. Hole 15 again, you kind of just hit it into the rough here and try and get your eagle approach. I had close ones on hole 15 for both of these rounds here, but not quite. Always love to get my birdies though. Hole 16 had bad
Nice
wind,
shot.
so I didn't go for the tree gap over on the right like I did in the first round. I didn't feel very confident in this approach of where I ended up. And I
Nice
didn't
shot.
give it enough gas. I probably would have hit a 7-iron if I had a little more clearance from the tree there. Solid putt though, and end up getting my birdie, which I love to get. Hole 17, we had tough wind again, and I hit it to a good spot with the drive so that we're mostly just directly have the wind into your face. And boom goes the dynamite.
Chip in birdie.
Another good chip there. Get a birdie. Bring the score down even more to 17 under. So now hole 18, I have an opportunity to possibly even albatross and get all the way down to 20 under. So in my mind at the time, I was just putting everything I had into the second shot here. Let's check it.
Nice shot.
Ends up not really being the greatest. Lol. But it is close enough to give me a chance at an eagle putt here. I need a good one. It has to be a controlled pace because the hole is in this awkward spot in the downhill slope of the green. Adjust it a little bit, but not too much. It's a little deceiving how much it's going to actually break on this hill. End up hitting just enough. Almost thought I underhit it, but really happy with that eagle there. End up with a 19 under on the round. So 2 solid rounds and some ups and downs for sure, and a lot of improvement that can be made.
Finish.
Overall though, I was pretty happy with this performance. And to go into the last week and improve my scores felt great. Here's a screenshot of the final scores for all the teams. As you can see, every team put mad work in the second week. Infernix had a total increase of 4 strokes, and the top 5 teams were only separated by a total of 7 when it was all said and done. It's a very close competition. Let's go ahead and leave that up there. Well, everyone, I was really happy to come out in the last week of the shotgun season and improve my total score by 2 strokes. It was pretty epic. The Infernix made a comeback in the last week. Leo also went off in this same game. So big shout out to Leo and to my other teammates, Mr. E, aka Anna, and Torchic Nick. Coolest squad out there. Shout out also to my Twitch stream regulars, Diego, Chaos, Hyrule Ninja, Dollsbeep69, Takati, Leo, again, Char, Mr. Hawk, Major Tom, and anyone I forgot to mention might be. And shout out just the same to my YouTube regulars, Ninja Camden, Victor, and Yahare. Really keeps me coming back knowing y'all are out there. Well, to cap it off, I'll just say it was such a fun season playing with everyone in the shotgun tournament and competing for the ultimate goal. Everyone wanted it, and they put the effort out there. But the Infernix were the ones who got it done. I hope everyone shows out just the same for Season 5, because it's been so close every single season. That about does it for me, folks. Thanks so much for joining. And if the Switch golf interests you, you can check out the Discord link in my stream. If you made it all the way here to the end of the video, leave a green heart as a comment so that I can reply with a special thanks. If you want more stuff right now, you can check out some of the shorts and other live streams I have on my channel. But besides that, thanks again, everyone, and until the next one.